All right, welcome once again to the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented as always by Aria Health, your hospital in Lower Bucks County, as well as Peruzzi Buick GMC. And you requested it, and we're back. We need to talk again. So that's a good thing about keep winning, is it mean you keep keep talking, which is great.
I'm not sure. I think that's
well, you share my enthusiasm. That's right.
Okay.
Big 14-7 win over CB South in the district quarterfinals last Friday. And a huge win in a place you guys aren't familiar playing. The odds are stacked against you. You guys are getting pretty good at being this underdog role the last couple of weeks.
Well, it's a credit to the guys. I mean, they've really taken it upon themselves to just go out and play hard and do a great job. I mean, our coaches, our preparation hasn't changed. They've really dove in on it, and they get it. And, we knew we had to kind of establish a line of scrimmage and do the best we could offensively to keep them off the field as long as we could. And we were able to kind of do that and maybe keep them a little bit out of their flow. And but I think our defense had an awful lot to do with that also. And, and they've just played great. We're marvelous. I mean, still got to shore up some things, with the field goal. We were inside the 10 and threw a pick. We had a touchdown called back. The game could have been a little bit less dramatic, and I'd have one less, layer of stomach lining, one more layer of stomach lining, I guess. But all in all, look, it just proves that if you just keep battling, play together, and fight hard, good things happen.
Yeah, the one element of that team, CB South, that you talked about post game, some of your players did too, was that they were known to be a time of pass first offense, but you wanted to shut down their sophomore running back Josh Adams.
Right.
I think you guys did a pretty good job of A, keeping him out of the end zone, and B, keeping him from big plays as well.
Well, Neil French and Jay Weidenbaugh, they both run the defense together, and they did some thoughts, did some stats and such, and when they went and beat North Penn, that's always a team we always look at. And they had like 6 plays over 30 yards against them, and which allowed them to win the game. And our philosophy was eliminate those big plays best we could, and make them earn a little bit more, in lesser chunks. And they did that. And we were able to, if we didn't score, we did do a pretty good job of flipping the field and making it a long run for them and such. And except for the first series, but other than that, it was really a game that was kind of went. And when it was over,
sure.
It was like, wow, it was pretty
go.
cool. Now, had we not won, it would have been lower than than anybody, but we didn't, and the guys played hard and persevered.
You guys knew coming in that the main point was A, to stop their offense defensively,
right.
But B, keep your offense on the field for as long as you possibly can. And me and you talked, and you mentioned it after, is that this isn't the sexiest team you're ever going to see. But that kind of played in your hand on Friday, using guys like Nate and Blake and Denny to kind of churn up that clock and use the yardage. Now, you had red zone issues. We talked about it, earlier. Yeah. But, hey, it could be a different game if you have those two first half points you put on the board in the red zone. It's 14-0 at half. But.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. But, and then in the playoffs, to be able to come out of it, giving up, not leaving that many on the table, that's rare. So we've got to fix that. And this club coming down the pike, they got 4 or 5 guys that can just go, and they can make a hitch into turn 6 into 60, and 8 into 80, and you name it. And so we've really got to play better. And we've talked about it on offense. I mean, I got to give our credit to the O-line. I mean, we got on them pretty good after Pennsbury and challenged them, and the last 2 weeks they've really stepped up. Last week was tough. It was a hard-fought football game. South plays in a good division. South plays physical. They, the Soudertons, the Penridges, the North Penns. They play those teams, and they've had good success, and so they're used to it. And and we went out there, and I was real happy with the way we answered.
We were talking during the game at CB South, and you guys are about to go in the half, keeping CB South scoreless. I don't think that ever happened to them this year yet.
Right.
They put a big touchdown in the end zone with 2.2 seconds left. going into the locker room, and that can be crippling for a team.
Right.
But you guys come out in the third quarter and you dominate the line of scrimmage. How impressed were you by the team's resolve coming out of halftime with a crippling touchdown like that after the half?
You know, not to talk too much out of turn here about spill what we do, because what we do amongst ourselves is family.
Sure.
But our locker room was not very warm and fuzzy.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Everybody, you know,
Right.
we were coaches, players. You know, everybody was really jammed up about it, and you know, not happy. And you know, that the last touchdown really kind of got everybody in a bad way, and you know, we just decided that enough's enough, and I was very, very pleased with, you know, the attitude that came out of that locker room, you know, when it was all said and done, and they put their efforts out together, and you know, that's what happens when you spend 12 weeks living together, you know, 15, 20, 16 weeks of summer camp in the season. I mean, you really develop those things, you know, and you try to, you know, you get guys that have feedback and have guys with feelings and such,
Sure.
and that's what you got to do. And you know, it's all constructive, it's all productive, and you know, and we all just challenge each other and we work. So you know, that's the part of growing. That's the cool part about this team and about football, you know, in general. And, you know, if you're able to move along and you play in these pressure-packed games from Abington on, it's been, you know, we've got 4 weeks of hard-nosed football, and so that has helped us. So that's prepared us.
Do you think this team, going from training camp now to present, has gone beyond your expectations?
That's a good question, Matt. You know, I mean, I really felt that the team had a chance to be pretty good because we had talent, and but I really didn't think, you know, we had that team thing going, and a lot of guys, you know, as I said early on, you know, we had too many guys counting plays instead of making plays, and a couple of those guys aren't here anymore, and a lot of those guys have been kind of, you know, moved along and decided to do other things, and other guys have stepped up, and so they bought in, and you know, there's been a lot down the road this year with some things, and I think the whole, you know, coming together kind of a thing has really helped. We've been challenged and talked about pretty negatively in the paper and such by our opponents, and we've answered those things. So that's been, you know, that all that stuff kind of bonds you, and now we care. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I think every guy in this team cares about each other, and you know, as physical as it was, they were in here Saturday morning and a little sore, but ready to go. So here we are.
Here we are this Friday, going to Coatesville for a District 1 semifinal clash on 1490 WBCB, as well as WBCB1490.com. Get the whole station to yourself now. That's the beauty of playing this late, playing after Thanksgiving. So 6:30, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Coatesville and the Chamois. Take a short break and come back and talk about that Coatesville team here on the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented as always by Aria Health and Peruzzi Buick GMC. Right back.
Tom from Mooresville says that Aria Health's emergency department saved his life. Recently, while playing golf, Tom experienced cardiac arrest and the ambulance took him to Aria Health Bucks County campus, where Dr. Emmerich and his team of doctors and nurses took fast action and literally brought Tom back to life. Dr. Emmerich visited Tom frequently, answered all his questions, even gave him his phone number. Led by Dr. Harry Emmerich, the emergency department at Aria Health Bucks County provides 24/7 care in a leading-edge environment. To learn more about Tom's story at Aria Health Bucks County, visit ariahealth.org/Tom. That's ariahealth.org/Tom.
Hi, this is Larry at Peruzzi Buick GMC. You'll hit a home run every weekend at Peruzzi Buick GMC Service Department. Every Saturday and Sunday, Peruzzi Buick GMC is offering a standard oil and filter change for just $19.95. And remember, Peruzzi Buick GMC is open every Sunday from 8 to 5. Peruzzi Buick GMC is the home of the $34.95 Pennsylvania State and Emissions Inspection every day of the week. No matter where you purchase your car or truck, you can get it serviced 7 days a week at Peruzzi Buick GMC. And remember, we're open Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented as always by Aria Health and Peruzzi Buick GMC. I'm Matt Miro from WBCB 1490 alongside Coach Mark Schmidt. We just got done talking about the CV South victory. Now we talk about a District 1 semifinal matchup against a very physical, big, tough Coatesville team I'm stacking the odds against you because that's what you guys are used to now. I don't want to get you guys any sort of competitive advantage because you might go out and not know what to do. You're used to playing the underdog role now.
Well, I think we still are.
Yeah.
This team is. Matt Ortega's a guy I've known a while. He's a good football coach. Came to Coatesville a couple years back. Huge tradition there, and they wanted to develop a little bit of a culture there. And he's now in his second, I think his third, fourth year, and he's developed that culture. He's got some good players. They're dynamic on offense. They're big up front. They're fast. Defensively, they play fast. They play hard. And I see them improving. They're a team that's definitely moving in the, peaking at the right time. And a lot of times you look for those things, and then you hope that they overlook some certain things because they're talented. But Matt's doing a nice job of really kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. You watch them; their special teams are very sharp. I mean, they really don't leave anything unturned, and they're a well-coached team. And I got to give him credit for that and his staff. And we've got to go out and just keep playing like we know how to play. And they've got 3 or 4 very highly recruited players, and like every team you play in the playoffs, and we've just got to go out and do our thing.
People have been talking about this team and saying how much of a team you guys are, because you're playing teams now that have those blue chip recruits, that have the D1 prospects rolling out at you. And you're a team that, currently now doesn't have those guys, but you're able to hang around 4 quarters with them and get a victory, and how much does that go to the preparation, to the kids, to all that? As we hear some little Hawaiian music in the background.
1 second. Sorry, man.
Answer a quick phone call. That's part of district playoffs. This is all part of it.
Oh, boy. All right. I don't know who the heck that was.
We've been doing this for about 10 or 11 weeks now. This is the first time this has happened. But that's part
we won and lost.
That's right. That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Just apologize to the viewers, not me.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. All 4 of you. I appreciate it. No, you're right. I mean, we've got some good players, but they're good kids, and I wouldn't trade them. Every Saturday, I stand out there at the steps, and they at 10 o'clock lifting, and they come up the steps. They're smiling. They're happy. I mean, this every week it's been that way. Win, lose, and they come and they're ready to work, and it allows you time to sit back and reflect and do those things. Hopefully, we'll do that in a couple weeks, not this week.
Right.
So, but that doesn't bother us. I mean, our league has good players. Our team's had good players. Our team has good players. I think they're going to be, as time goes, there'll be some guys that'll certainly have opportunities, but because some guys are stepping up and playing at that level. So it's playing well in games like this gets you that attention. Yeah. So they're accepting that. So that's kind of cool.
Early in the season, going to the training camp, even the preseason, a lot of your juniors and stuff were getting a lot of high praises. Luke and Denny and Blake and all those guys, and you had a good mix of seniors as well with Justin and Hugh. They kind of took a backseat to some of the underclassmen in the beginning of the year.
Right.
But as time gone on, you really leaned on those guys. Hugh has done a great job for the most part managing the games. Justin's always a constant threat. Nate Hall has come on huge the last couple of weeks. How good does that feel knowing you have seniors? Steve Alinsky, you had a big game last week. You can lean on those guys deep in the games. Ian Waterbury in the line. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. And and at the time when we were kind of at that crossroads, I really don't think those seniors were at that level.
Right.
And we kind of challenged them, and we told them, if we're going to have a legacy, and you're going to have a legacy, you've got to pick it up. And to a man, they did. And because if you've been around here, if you've been in one place long enough, and you've had some positives and you've had some negatives, we've certainly had some negatives along the way, and you know the difference. And the last thing these seniors football players in the Chamonix want is to go out and have a bad year,
right.
Because that they won't come back to their reunion and all that kind of stuff, because it's something that hangs on it. And now they're now putting themselves in a place there where they've been able to have some success and hold their head higher and stick their chest out, and they want to keep going. They're not just satisfied with this. They want to keep rolling and keep moving. So that's kind of a cool thing.
Holidays are here. Thanksgiving on Thursday, and you were quoted, I think, in one of the papers saying you'll have the best practice of the whole season, and that's the Thursday morning Thanksgiving Day practice.
Well, we've
last
done that
year,
a while.
Last year you weren't able to do that.
Shoot.
How good does it feel now? You're going ready. You're going to kiss the wife, do a quick early morning practice, and then come back for some birds.
Sure. Well, it's great, because what we mean by that is we're not playing in a Thanksgiving rivalry. We're practicing for something that we've earned.
Right.
And you don't do that unless you've done that, and the guys understand that. We've talked about that for the last 2 weeks, and we said we want to be in here Saturday morning with the Christmas music on, lifting Friday. Before we got on the buses and went to CB South, so we want to be here tomorrow. And every kid was in there, and there was Silver Belt going on, and Bing Crosby and stuff, and the kids were smiling and lifting, and I think every coach put the whole CD through, and everybody was pumped. So it's kind of something that we like to do, and our kids get it, and that's what makes them exciting.
So you have the big game on Friday. What are some Thanksgiving Day traditions that you'll have now, either for the guys or for your family now? You're going to have a game on Black Friday. That's going to be cool. And you have Thanksgiving practice on Thanksgiving. What's going to go on that you can at least give to me? I don't want to take all the secrets away.
There's not much secrets. I think my in-laws are having the turkey, so we when I get home, we'll jump in the car and head up there. And, my in-laws are great that way, and I just get to kind of
relax,
be quiet a little bit, and, just kind of sit and just reflect on it, and then kind of I'm thinking about the next day. So I'm trying to put together things, and I'll be working here until I got to get home, and then I'll get back here Friday and finish up my stuff that I do as far as call sheets and looking more film, and it's not the glamorous.
It's not a normal holiday. Yeah.
No, but I'll try to eat on Thursday because I sure won't eat on Friday.
That's right. Last week we talked about what's key to your team last week was keeping their offense off the field, having your offense on the field. This week, is it the same kind of mentality, or is it a little different, the Coatesville team?
I think it has to be. They're explosive. I mean, they have a lot of similarities. They have a good running attack. Boy, they've got some really dynamic wide receivers. And, where South was very, they're systematic, Coatesville's systematic, but they're more vertical. And they really they'll make you sideline to sideline the field, and whether it's a flare pass that he takes down the sideline, or coming back under on a screen, or running the post, or running the corner. I mean, they really, really make you cover the field, and that's an area of major concern for us. And, we've got to tackle in space, and when we have opportunities, we've got to keep that quarterback looking down instead of looking downfield. And but offensively, we've got to keep the best defense we can have is keeping that big rascal off the field.
Yeah. So we'll see if you can do that on Friday night over in Coatesville. Little jort up the turnpike. So it'll be a nice little ride, and
beautiful facility.
Beautiful facility, is right. Nice place to play some Black Friday football in District 1 semifinal matchup between Neshaminy and Coatesville that WBCB will have on your station at 6:45 and kick off at 7 o'clock. Now, pick 'em time. 2-1 last week. You were kicking yourself before we were on air.
Never should have
about taking the Oregon.
I should have gone. I mean,
should have went.
We were the Stanford kind of team.
That's
run the
right.
ball, play tough.
That's right. Use the
keep
fullback.
That spread off there.
Some wide two banana. You should have done it.
Happens.
So we're gonna try to. But it was a good week too. You redeemed yourself after an 0-3
the
week.
good news is it got Alabama back in the hunt, which is exciting.
I don't get that. You're a Stanford guy, if anything.
I'm not that smart.
I just meant their philosophy on
Alabama. They run two back.
Well,
come on.
Anyway.
I love Alabama.
We got two or three games. The first game is going to be a Thanksgiving Day game. Maybe an easy one to call, but I still think it has some little pizzazz left. Patriots Jets up at the new MetLife Stadium.
Wow.
Thanksgiving night. Who do you like? Patriots. Easy. They roll.
No.
But they win.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, another one. Local flair college game. You got a couple guys that are playing on that team. Temple, Syracuse, and a huge matchup. Syracuse trying to get bowl eligible. Temple trying to salvage any sort of Big East first inaugural season they've had. and it's been rough at times, but I'm sure you've talked to some of the guys down there, Chuck Heater. I'm sure you've had some dialogue with them. What do you like?
I don't know. It seems like Syracuse is starting to play pretty good.
Yeah.
And, Temple turned that tailback loose. But when is it?
It's Black Friday. If they're playing it before the Neshaminy game, so
Really?
there's no conflictions.
No
or anything.
conflictions.
So they're playing around noon.
All right, so I won't ruin it. I think probably Syracuse pulls it out.
I think it's a good call as well. All right, the big night college game of the weekend is Notre Dame USC for a lot of different reasons. Notre Dame wins; they pretty much are locked as national champion seed. Matt Barkley's not playing. The redshirt freshman quarterback coming in. All these variables. Who do you like? It's at the Coliseum. What's the X factor? Who do you like?
I think Coach Kelly, if he can keep that team loose, give him the opportunity to go out there and do some things. I think the old Notre Dame Alabama national championship would bode well for the NCAA, would bode well for college football, and it would certainly sell a lot of tickets and some make a lot of money for a lot of schools, and so yeah, I mean I do like this guy Teo. I think he seems like a pretty quality guy. I'm not a huge Kelly fan, but I think Notre Dame should win.
Okay, so we got Notre Dame, we got Patriots rolling over the Jets, or at least winning, and the Syracuse Orangemen come down to the link and beat up on my Temple Owls.
Remember, at 1 point more than the opponent is a win.
That's right.
Okay,
so if you would have
it
took
isn't style.
If the 3 points that Oregon won, or Stanford won, you could have took them. Went 3-0.
How about that?
That's all right. We'll see. The most important game is Friday at Coatesville. And Coach, I wish you guys and your team best of luck, healthy. Have a good holiday. Give my best to the family. I'll wait for the invite to come over anytime.
Okay, sure.
I'm waiting for it.
You can walk the dog.
That's right. Something like that.
All he needs to walk.
I'm not very domesticated with
She's a big
animals,
bull mastiff.
So. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. She'll love you.
Yeah.
She'll slobber all over you.
Oh, terrific.
Don't wear nice pants.
I won't. Not at your house.
Good.
So for Coach Mark Schmidt, Matt Miro from 1490 WBCB, this is the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented once again by Aria Health and Peruzzi Buick GMC. Take care.